Hello, my name is President Christina Grappo, and today I will be discussing and presenting Hartmut Klein's article on philosophical law entitled The Logical Foundation of Constitutional Democracy Between Legal Positivism and Natural Law Theory. I will also be discussing the fundamental differences between legal positivism and natural law theory as occurring in the article. This article's issue grapples with and sheds light on the logical foundations of constitutional democracy in a scholarly debate between natural law theory and legal positivism. The author defines legal positivism as law in a social construct created by legislators or recognized as common law or case law. He evaluates that this philosophy of law emerged in opposition to traditional law theory, which conceives moral limitations on legal matter. His major assumption is that legitimacy relies upon social truths, such as most people obeying a particular sovereign in society. The author also recognizes a regulation becomes legally binding if a sovereign commands it through sanctioned intimidations. He critiques that ultimate political power usually comes from the power of the people who elect lawmakers in democratic societies rather than a sovereign. The author asserts that natural law theory is universal moral law ascertainable via reason. His logic is that natural law ought to be established in moral principles rising above human ratification. The author also compares legal positivism, distinguishing law from morality, and natural law theory, weaving moral content into legal legitimacy. Additionally, the author critiques Buchanan in his defense of legal positivism. For one thing, Buchanan argued invalid law cannot be discovered by substantive criteria, but only from flaws in factual conception. Buchanan suggested a quasi-natural law control. Total agreement in the shadow of individual veto power must be plausible for a norm to be law. Buchanan aspired to include Kantian ideals of interpersonal deference into constitutional economics without taking them on as personal principles. The author cites Buchanan's approach is semblant to philosophical contractarianism, notable but not impressive enough. Now, the following is a chart that distinguishes the fundamental differences between natural law and positivism. The fundamental differences between natural law and positivism within the context of logical foundations of constitutional democracy are as follows. In natural law, foundation states that natural law theory postulates that universal innate moral principles and codes source law within a constitutional democracy. Such principles define what is right and wrong behavior and how to act toward one another in society, such as in a constitutional democracy. In this viewpoint, laws can only be valid and just through ethical morality. The content limits natural law theory maintains that conduct violating specific substantive natural law demands cannot be rendered true law, even by unanimous agreement. This puts pressure on the head of constitutional democracy to veto that which is legally immoral. According to the foundation of positivism, legal positivism declares formal law within a constitutional democracy is determined by legislation, court decisions, and legal norms, not morality. The principal precept of positivism, according to legal positivism, any subject can come to be law in a constitutional democracy if it is factually identified and recognized. This rule establishes what amounts to law within a legal system. And finally, Buchanan's approach inside positivism is the following. Economist James Buchanan agreed with legal positivism that invalid law is in a constitutional democracy cannot be changed from its substantive content matter. However, law can be reformed if there is a factual flaw in its construction. He propositioned quasi-natural law control. Unanimity in the shadow of individual veto power must be plausible for a norm to be considered law. And finally, this is my reference from Public Choice. I hope you enjoyed my presentation and have a nice day.